Hello, thank you for joining me again today. This is Kaylee's Corner. I'm Kaylee and I'm thrilled that you are here. I had another word that I wanted to go ahead and share with you. I feel like it's another just kind of some confirmation, encouraging word that I pray it would bring some encouraging into your life, and really above all else, I pray that it would bring you closer to Jesus and that you would take it back to Him and just, you know, kind of that it would just be a jumping off point for you and in your own relationship with God, and that it would take you guys whatever journey you guys are on together. So I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you. I pray that it blesses you. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So this word came to me in July and I just wanted to share it now. Kind of got a little busy there for a minute, but this word was really talking about transition. Like I feel like, and that's maybe why the word's coming out now, is even though He gave it to me earlier, I think this season, especially for me, I'm feeling like we're coming into like a big transitional season. Like this is the season of transitioning into something or transitioning out of something. You know, they kind of go hand in hand. But again, take this back to God for the personal revelation to what that transition looks like for you. I can't speak into that, but I do believe that this is some confirmation and some clarity of, yes, you are feeling some transformation and you are getting ready to, you know, transition into something else or something bigger, something higher, something different, just whatever it is, you know, really like a transitional season. So again, this is kind of just a conversation that I have with God, and if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes because I kind of just recorded as if it was a conversation. So really just talking about transition, and God was saying His heart is for us to find His peace in the midst of this transition. That He doesn't want it to be overwhelming to us. He doesn't want it to be like anxiety causing, or, you know, really any of those negative connotations that we have with transition. You know, change is inevitable, but it's still scary. Like, just to be honest, like anything that you know is changing, it just, you have a million more questions. So I really feel like that's God's heart, is He's like, I want to give you peace in this transition. I don't want to just throw you out to the wolves and just say, good luck, you're on your own. I can't help you. Like, I really think His heart is like, come to Him in every step of this transition. Everything you're feeling, bring it to Him. Every concern that you have, bring it to Him. Every anxiety that you're feeling, bring it to Him, and really include Him in this process, because your life, He wants to be involved in your life, and He is so much bigger than anything that we are going through, that He can give us that peace. So don't feel like you that you need to be like tough, like, you know, tough it out kind of situation. Like, no, really this transitional season should feel peaceful and almost like flawless, kind of is what I'm feeling. It's just like super easy going when we're remaining in God. And so again, you know, He's just really talking about finding peace in our heart. Like, He wants to give us peace during this transition, because we are coming into like our greater purpose and into like this higher elevation of, you know, wherever He is leading you and whatever that looks like for you in your life, and one that He wants us to be fulfilled. He doesn't want it to be something that's draining us. He wants it to fill us. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. And so He wants to give us that peace in our heart. And so really, I guess the gist of it is, again, I think I've said this before because He's told it to me many times before, is you gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, as frustrating as that word is to hear, which for me, this is like the 12th time I feel like He's like mentioned it to me, is you just gotta get comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. Like, we are human. It is not in our nature to want to put ourselves in uncomfortable conversations, uncomfortable decisions or environments, or really anything that that touches on making us uncomfortable. It's not really a big thing that we want to do. But I feel like this is what He's kind of tying together is, yes, it may feel uncomfortable, but we have to know that this is rooted in God, and He is full of peace. And He wants to fill us with peace. So as we're going into these uncomfortable situations, as we are transitioning, He's wanting to bring that peace into those uncomfortable situations. So really to, you know, try to just be aware of it. I know we're human and we can't catch it every single time. But just to have in our mind that we're starting to feel anxious, we're starting to feel nervous, we're starting to feel overwhelmed, and to remember in that moment, like, oh yes, God, I invite you in. I want your peace. I want you to fill me up. You know, invite the Holy Spirit in, work through me. I'm a vessel, you know, and to release that pressure into God's hands and allow Him to give you that peace that He really wants you to hold in your heart. Especially because He understands we're human. He understands that these situations He's asking us to go into are uncomfortable. He understands that He is stretching us and that He is expanding us, and that this is hard. This is a difficult thing. If it's, you know, take it into any consideration of any of your areas of your life. Anything that feels uncomfortable, God is aware of what He's asking you to do. He doesn't dismiss it as like, oh, that's so small and you should just get over it and just kind of work through it. No, He wants to be in every little thing with you. So if you're starting to feel anything other than peace, invite Him in and allow Him to work in those situations with you. And so yeah, I really just feel like that's what God was saying is, you know, He would like us to get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable because we know and because we trust in God. So if we can trust Him, and He's asking us to do these things that may feel uncomfortable, but we trust Him above all else, above all those feelings of uncomfortableness, if that's a word, then really we should be rooted in, we trust God. And He's not going to lead us somewhere that He's not going to be able to help walk us through or to help get us to the other side. So really just being firmly rooted in who He is, what He's asking you to do, He will be with you every step of the way, and that we can call on Him for His peace to fill our heart, for His words to fill our mouth, and really just above all else that He has not forgotten you. He's not going to bring you this far to abandon you. He will walk you through every single step. I promise you. But we have to invite Him in. We're not here to do this alone. So this is just some encouragement that it's understandable that as we are transitioning into whatever that may look like for you, it may feel uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean it needs to be something that we run away from. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or that it's a I know that's kind of been my negative belief is if I feel uncomfortable, then I probably shouldn't be doing it, because really that is our human nature, is that's how we keep ourselves safe. Yeah, we shouldn't continue doing something if it's making us feel uncomfortable, because it's probably something we shouldn't be doing. But I think what He's trying to mix into it is the difference is ourselves, putting ourselves in an uncomfortable position is not good, but God growing us, elevating us, you know, giving us confidence and putting us in an uncomfortable position is very different, because it's not by our own might or by our own strength that we're going to, you know, work our way through this. This is literally us depending on Him, and that's where that elevation comes from. That's where that confidence comes from, and eventually that's where that level of comfortableness comes out of the level of being uncomfortable. So I guess like I can just continue to kind of talk in circles here, but really above all else, like it's okay to call on God for His peace in this transitional season or period of our life, and that it's okay to be honest with Him and tell Him, God, this is so hard. This is so scary. I don't feel qualified. Why are you asking me to do this? Like, you can be honest with Him in every thought that you have in your mind, and then allow Him to speak life over those lies, to speak truth over those lies, and bring that peace that we know God to be, and allow Him to speak that peace over those lies. And eventually we're going to see, and you're going to feel, I don't feel uncomfortable in this situation anymore because I feel God's peace. And like that is so powerful, and that's how we change our environment around us. That's how we change people's lives around us, is God can put us into an uncomfortable position. He can put us in an uncomfortable conversation, into an uncomfortable environment, whatever it may be that He's calling you into that feels uncomfortable. He can put you in it, and then with you being a vessel for the Holy Spirit to work through, then you are comfortable and you are filled with His peace, and other people get to experience Him through you. So really, above all else, I pray that you would feel God's peace and you would invite His peace into your life, and to know you're not alone. You aren't being punished, that this transitional season is a good one, and I'm excited to see where He brings you out to, and to cheer you along the way. I pray you have a blessed week, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.